Hey, this is Dan Kidder with the Amateur Outdoorsman, and today we're going to go over how to load and unload a double action revolver. A double action revolver operates in two modes. It can operate in single action mode where the hammer back only does one thing, falls forward, or just a pull of the trigger will bring that hammer back and let it drop. Typically, these revolvers have a cylinder latch release on the side that's operated either by pushing it toward the end of the barrel or into the frame. It's going to depend on the model of your gun. This particular one is a little Rossi, and you push forward on it and the cylinder will slip right out. I like to use my two fingers as a handle. I just press them through, open the cylinder, and hang the gun on those two fingers. Whenever you're loading a gun, always hold it in the firing position. All of the loading and unloading techniques that we're going to cover are going to come from the firing position. So whenever you're loading a revolver, it's important to know the direction of the rotation of the cylinder. This can be important if you ever have to partially load a revolver. Let's say you're loading a revolver and you drop some of your rounds and you need to get that gun back into action quickly, so you can only get a few rounds in there. It's important to know that when you close that cylinder, you're going to have a live round that's going to fall underneath that hammer. The way you can do that is to look at the cylinder. There'll be a little notch cut below a little divot. That divot is going to tell you the direction of rotation of that cylinder. If you don't happen to have one of those, you can just cycle the hammer and that will rotate the cylinder to the next position so you can see which direction it rotates. You're going to take the cartridges, these are dummy rounds, and you're going to insert them into every one of the chambers on the cylinder. They do make speed loaders for this, but today we're just going over how to load them the regular old-fashioned way. Once you've gotten all the chambers filled with the cartridges, you're just going to press into the frame, and that gun is now loaded. To open it, you're going to press forward on the cylinder release latch. You're going to press your fingers in there, and in unfired brass, they'll just fall right out into your hand. You're still going to visually inspect. If the brass had been fired and fire formed and expanded into those chambers, you're going to need to reach over the top of the gun and press down on the ejector rod. That will push all of the brass out. Just again, visually inspect to make sure that it's empty and that gun is now safe to store.